Picked up this bench at a sale. Nobody wanted it because it was falling apart. And in all honesty, you can see how it's in pieces. I did not take this apart. It actually collapsed and broke before I got home. But these end pieces and this back panel are all made out of cast iron. So I am going to refinish this and turn this piece of junk that nobody wanted into hopefully something that's usable. The first step is to take off every piece of metal that I can get off of this. Sandblasted it, got most of the big stuff paint-wise off. Take the putty knife here and scrape off all the extra stuff. Start to reshape those into something that is going to look good and something you can be proud of. Like running through here, I've already kind of gone through here a little bit. Got this a little cleaner. It's not perfect, but like right here, this is just flat out ugly. But just a couple seconds with a file and you can make it look good again. So when you paint it, I'm gonna do a little bit of detail work with the paint. That way it looks a little bit better. So get everything cleaned up. Bolts are taken out. The bolt's broken, so I'm gonna put all new bolts in. But I'm going to start spraying this side. I've already done the other side. The trick is to paint the side that you determine to be the back first. So if something sticks, it only sticks to the back side. But the goal is just to make sure everything gets a nice even coat without getting it too heavy. So I'm just going to go around and just work my way all the way around this thing. And just nice, even, not too heavy. It's better to give it 2 coats than too heavy of a coat. Spraying like this so I get every edge. So I'm spraying from this angle, this angle.
So I finished painting everything and it doesn't look too bad, but I'm gonna go back with some black paint and I'm gonna hand paint in between some of the spots where there should be a shadow just to help it stand out just a little bit better. So everything's black and it's just a little bit too dark. So I'm just gonna go back with some of the same paint that I painted it with and just dust it to make some of the black lines go away a little bit to where it's not quite so bold and in your face.
So to show off the difference between what I did kind of glaze or put some shadows on, this is the back side. I didn't do the inside where the bench is, where you're sitting. I did the opposite side. So here's one. This is the inside. So to compare the exact same spot and look at the same thing, same detail on one that I did do, you can see the big difference there just in the amount of detail that's starting to kind of show through. But by dusting it with the paint, I was able to make those big black lines disappear and make the detail pop out a little bit more on this. This is the colors that were used for this project. The primer, the Rust-Oleum gloss enamel. This is a burgundy, and then I hand painted with satin black. All the same brand, all the same stuff. That way it didn't react badly with each other. All right, I'm going to probably finish the wood with Thompson's water seal after it's been outside for a couple weeks, let it age. This is the back. First thing we're going to do is I want to put these in, like so. We'll screw those onto the back. We'll put the tops and bottoms on this, and then we will determine what our length is, make sure everything's correct, and we will get started. All right, so next up is to put these holes in these boards. I'm gonna hold my tape measure at 1 inch and across. From end to end, it is 12 3/4. So if I make a mark at 12 3/4, difference on that's 2 1/4, so 1 1/8 inch. Center of the hole is 1 inch in. All right, so I've got this over here drilled out. These are all 1 inch back, just to verify that these are all 1 inch, which they are. They're all 1 inch up. So just to make it easier, I'm gonna set this combination square up for 1 inch, and we'll start doing all of the boards that you're gonna sit on. All right, we're gonna use this combination square. We're just gonna mark this. What I'm doing is there's a little groove right here, which is what holds the combination square tight when you tighten it up. I'm just gonna make a mark right there. Eyeball it. That way I'm not drawing too long of a line. And then this board is 2 3/4. Half of 2 3/4 is 1 3/8. So I'll make a mark at 1 3/8. All right, we'll start drilling this. We'll do 1/4 inch drill bit for the 1/4 inch clearance bolts. So we'll start putting this together. Slide my 1/4 inch carriage bolt in. One side. Do the same thing to the other side, and then we'll stand everything up, put the back on it, and we'll put the rest of them in. All right, we're gonna slide this in. Kick it into your side.
My side's in.
With the back and the front on, now it's got its strength back, and we'll be able to start putting each board in one at a time. We should be able to start putting these boards in. Didn't really matter when I cut these out which way they went, so. Now with all the boards slid in, we'll take these, line up the hole. All that's left at this point is to tighten all of the carriage bolts up. I did have to put a clamp across it. It was apart just a little bit, sucked it all nice and tight, so the bolts slid right through, but show you what it looks like when we get everything all tightened up. Here it is all put together, sitting where it's going to go in front of the house, and my cameraman wanted to be the first person to sit in it. How's it work?
Fine.
So there you have it. It went from a rotted pile of wood and old beat up ends and metal to a welcome addition to the front of our house.